Welcome back. It's Miss Toni, and I am in week 11 of my pregnancy journey. So this week I was able to go get all of my lab tests done. I went to Quest and they drew so much blood, y'all. Like I was about to pass out, and I don't ever faint or anything, but it was so much blood. All my test results came back and everything looks good. So the only test that was not within the proper range was my vitamin D, which is important, y'all. Black people often have a deficiency in vitamin D. And we obviously, with COVID and everything going on and it being winter, we're not getting that sun exposure that we are typically getting. And so you have to definitely watch out for your vitamin D levels. I wasn't even aware I was below, I think I was at 1 or 2 points below the range. I believe for my age that I should have probably been at a 30 and I was at like a 29, 28. So not far below the range, but certainly not within the range that I need to be in the standard range. And so to be honest, I was not taking my prenatals every day. I was kind of blaming them for some of my indigestion and realized they don't even have iron in them. And so, I'm making sure I take them every day now. My 4-year-old and I take ours at the same time. She grabs them every morning. She gets mine, she gets hers, she gets her 2-year-old sisters, and we take our vitamins every morning. So I am making sure to stay on top of that now, just, to be on the safe side. I should have been doing that anyway, and also because it has such a large international unit of vitamin D included in the dose, so I can get my daily dose in that prenatal vitamin every day. So baby is about the size of a large strawberry now, starting to get a little tiny bit of weight. I myself am not gaining any weight. My husband keeps saying that look like I'm losing weight, which is interesting because I'm not puking or anything. But I will say it's been the same with my other 2 pregnancies, that I cannot eat the same quantities, like the normal quantities that I usually eat with food, but I'm hungry all day long. Like I'm hungry right now. As soon as I get done with this video, I'm going to grab some lunch. So that's the issue, is that I get the appetite. I have that pregnancy appetite where every few hours I'm like starving out of the blue, but my portions are so tiny that it's sad. Like I take a few bites and I'm already stuffed. So I'm not able to get the quantities and portions that I'm used to getting, but I'm still getting sufficient calories because I am eating more frequently throughout the day. As far as other symptoms, my boobs are definitely tender. The left one seems to be a little more tender than the right, which actually is consistent with me breastfeeding the last 2 babies. So nothing new there, but when my little ones try to lay on me, it really does hurt. So definitely sensitive, and already gone up a bra size. Actually starting to wear my old pregnancy bras, my old pump bras, my nursing bras, because they're so comfortable and they all fit. Other symptoms are pretty much the mild ones I've had previously. I do in the morning, because I have such a tough time when I'm sleeping with just breathing through my nose. In the mornings, I put saline in and I blow my nose. I do have a little bit of blood in the tissue every morning. Nothing to be alarmed about, not a large amount, but I do have that pretty consistently too. And then lastly is still the gagging. I am so sick of gagging all day long. Like if I rub something against my throat by mistake, like I'm gagging. If I lay down sideways and my pillow or my blanket happens to cross over my throat, I'm gagging. If I'm brushing my teeth, I'm gagging. If I smell something, even if it smells so delectable. I have all these yummy candles that I got for Christmas and they smell so good. I have this one roasted chestnuts. Who would have thought that smelled good? Right now it is like thebomb.com. But if I put it on for like more than like 10 minutes, I'm gagging, even though it smells good. And then of course, bad smells make me gag too. So just if I smell gasoline, if I smell my 2-year-old's diaper, I gag. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting out of the first trimester so that I can kind of go back to normal. I haven't been able to cook as much because raw meat often has been making me gag too. We got that air fryer though, so that has helped, just being able to quickly put meat in there and not have to endure that smell the whole time that it's on the stove top. So if you ain't got one, you need to get one. They are awesome. Like, who wants to cook during COVID, you know? But you have to. And I'm home all day. I got my girls, so I have to. And Kelvin cooks all the time too. We eat out often, but we really have been cooking a lot more than usual. And that air fryer, boy, you can just throw stuff in there real quick. You can reheat stuff in there real quick. I haven't baked anything in there. I did recently bake some chocolate chip cookies, my annual famous chocolate chip cookies, which are delicious. And I didn't want to chance it in the air fryer, but I may have to try to bake something in there soon too. The one thing that my doctor, my OB, recommended was a flu shot, because all pregnant women should get their flu shots, but she had just run out when I was at her office for my 10-week appointment. So I actually have not gotten my flu shot yet, y'all, but I am planning to do so. I have an upcoming appointment, I believe in the next week or two, with the MFM, the maternal fetal medicine doctor, and I'm going to see if they have the flu shots. Otherwise, I can just go to my primary care, and I think they have a clinic going on right now. But yes, that's definitely important, and I have to admit, I have not gotten mine, but I am planning to get my flu shot. COVID shot, on the other hand, no. So that's all for this week. Next week is going to be exciting because I'm going to have my NIPT test done. That's non-invasive prenatal test. And I'm going to get Panorama. That's the one I did with my last 2 babies. And in California, they actually come to your house. And so they're going to be coming to my house again and doing the blood draw. It's pretty quick. They don't need a ton of blood like they did for all of my first trimester testing at Quest. So the decision has been made. We decided for the NIPT test to check the box where we do not want to have our gender revealed. And so what happens is your doctor will give you the test before you leave the office. This again is the Natera Panorama Next Generation NIPT. And you get a little barcode on the side, and then you make the phone call and you provide that code to them, and then they schedule someone to come to your house and do your testing for you. They give you the whole kit. And again, this is just for the blood draw. And you have the order in, you have the foil so that it can be refrigerated once the phlebotomist comes to your house and does the blood draw. And you already have a return address to the company. They're actually right here in California. And so I should get my results pretty quickly once I do get the test done. One important thing I will say, I had a little bit of issue with billing last time I used this company, and I noticed that my doctor didn't put an ICD-9 code on there. So that's something important. ICD-10, actually, they have ICD-10 codes now. And that's basically just for insurance to know why you're getting the test done in the first place. For those who don't know, this is a test that does genetic testing. And so there's a ton of different genetic panels that are included in the test. Again, with just one blood draw, they're able to test for all these things, all these chromosomes, 13, 18, 21, trisomy, triploidy. And they're looking for things like Down syndrome, or for African Americans, cystic fibrosis. For Ashkenazi Jews, they're making sure there's no familial genetic issues. So really, it's just important to get it, you know, if you happen to be a part of an ethnic group that has a higher risk of some certain genetic disease, and especially with being of age as I am, you know, there are increased risks for some of the genetic diseases. And so that's why I opted to. You don't have to. It's just something that I like to do with my babies. And I picked the first panel. I didn't need the extended one. And then again, you need to let them know. For me, I told you guys, elderly preemie gravida, first trimester. So that's the box that I'm going to check off to make sure that it gets charged to my insurance and that they don't balance bill me like they tried to do last time. I noticed once I signed up and got my appointment scheduled with Panorama that I started getting the CBR emails. That's the Core Blood by Generate Life Sciences. Do you guys do that? I want to know. I've never done that. The stem cell, where basically while your cord is fresh and connected to the baby, they disconnect and they take your stem cells and utilize it either for you. They can store it if you want to pay for storage, if you ever need it in the future for your health, for your child's health. Or they do other things with it as well, as far as donating to science. So I'm just interested in knowing if you've tried it before, if you've done the CBR cord blood registry, and if you've donated your stem cells from your umbilical cord as well. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks so much. I can't wait to see you guys next week.